When you are looking at study guide videos, make sure that you have tried to complete the study guide on your own before you come back and check it against this video. On problem 1, write an inequality that best represents the sum of a number and 12 is less than 39. Well, sum means addition. We're going to use x as our number. So x plus 12 is less than 39. Write an inequality that best represents the difference of a number and 6 is greater than or equal to 16. Difference means subtraction, and we're going to use x to represent our number. So x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 16. Write the inequality that fits the graph shown. Well, it is a closed circle shaded to the left. So again, we're using x. X is less than or equal to 0. Oops, sorry, that is not 0. So let's erase that and put 1 there. Nine is greater than or equal to x. And they want us to sketch the graph. Okay, so first off, I'm going to set up my graph with 9 in the middle, and then I know that greater than or equal to is a solid circle. But I'm going to rewrite this so that x is on the left. On the first inequality, the inequality was pointing towards x, so when I rewrite it, it still needs to point towards x. So x is less than or equal to 9 would be a closed circle shaded to the left. The longest football game in the longest high school football game in recorded history was played in Arkansas. Jacksonville High defeated the hometown Nacogdoches High School in a game that had 12 overtimes, 165 points, and ran 5.5 hours. The game started at 7:30 and finished at 1 a.m. Write and graph an inequality that represents the time of all other high school football games. Well, if this is the longest, then all other high school football games are less than. So we are talking about time. So we're going to use x to represent that, and we know that x has to be less than whatever the top time was, and this game was 5.5 hours. So x is less than 5.5 hours. And how I'm going to graph this is I'm going to put 5.5 in the middle, 5 on one side, 6 on the other. It is an open circle and it's shaded left. The International Conference on Concussion in Sports published a consensus statement about the steps and time required for recovery from concussions. Their recommendation is a 6-step process, which would take no less than, I'm going to underline that, 6 days if an athlete was symptom-free at each stage. Write an inequality that represents the time recommended to recover from a concussion the time to recover from a concussion. So let's let x represent our time, and no less than, that means 6 is my smallest number. X has to be everything that's bigger than that. So if 6 is my smaller number, it'd be 6 is less than or equal to x, or you could write it as x is greater than or equal to x. Goodness sakes, really? To 6. There you go.